Hello, good evening Tribuners. Welcome back with me Mutiara in Indonesian News of Tribun Lampung. We will present you an updating and interesting information from every place in Indonesia. And here the complete news. The first news is 5 bodies victims of the attack in Papua arrived at Soekarno-Hatta Airport. 5 bodies of the 8 victims who died as a result from the attack by the Papuan Armed Criminal Group in Kampung Jenggeran, Beoga District, Puncak Regency, Papua, arrived at Soekarno-Hatta Airport, Tangerang on Tuesday, March 8, 2022. As wartakotalive.com on Tuesday night, the 5 bodies arrived at the cargo terminal of Soekarno-Hatta Airport, Tangerang at 8:45 p.m. However, the bodies were only brought to the body cargo building, Cargo Terminal Suta Airport at 10 o'clock p.m. 3 of the 5 bodies were first taken to the cargo building using a hearse belonging to Suta Airport. The 3 bodies are Syahril Nurdiansyah, Jamaluddin, and also Eko Septiansyah. Not long ago, 2 other bodies, namely Billy Garibaldi and Ibo, were also brought into the body cargo building. All the bodies were put into the coffin wrapped in the large blue plastic that had been attached using duct tape. Each coffin shows a medium-sized photo that has been framed, as well as the name of each corpse, which has also been attached using duct tape. In addition, there were 5 small flower pots which were inscribed with expression of condolences from the Puncak Regency government Papua to each of the bodies. All of the bodies were put into one room in the body cargo building in order to examine the documents of each body. There were several police officers from the Soekarno-Hatta Airport Resort City Police, ambulance officer, and also officer from the course cargo building, transporting and moving the coffins one by one into the building. Then on the page of the body cargo building, 5 hearses were seen which were prepared to transport the bodies to their respective hometowns for burial. In addition, a police car was also seen parked in the courtyard area of the funeral home to secure the process of transferring the bodies. Previously, it was reported that 8 workers who were killed by the armed criminal group in Puncak Regency, Papua, were given the honors of a hero for development in Papua. They are employees of the Palapa Timur Telematics Company, which is building a telecommunication tower in Papua. Head of Public Information Division of the Indonesian Police Public Relations Division, Police Grand Commissioner Gatot Repli Handoko, said the 8 bodies had been identified. Furthermore, the 8 victims were sent home after completing the identification process by the Mimika Regional General Hospital. Before being returned to his family, the police also held a procession to honor the 8 victims. The victims who died were given an award for heroes of the development of the land of Papua. The next news is, the house of the murderer in Manado was burned down. The house of the perpetrators who killed the victim Marcela Awuy caught fire on Tuesday, March 8, 2022 at around 7 o'clock a.m. So far, the perpetrators of the arson is unknown. Police are still continuing their investigation, including lowering Indonesia automatic fingerprint identification at the location. From the observations of the Manado Tribun, the front wall of the residence house is an easy blue color with a size of 5 by 7 meters and has the advantage of a 7 by 10 meter house yard and has a well. It has 2 rooms, a living room and a kitchen. The roof of this house has now been scorched. The Wenang Police Chief Police Commissioner Hani Lucas, when asked about the alleged perpetrators in the Vire case, said that the investigation is still in progress. Based on information from the Manado Tribun, The fire incident was allegedly carried out by the perpetrators, who was seen carrying a bottle. The house of the perpetrators before the fire was empty. The suspect entered the house through the kitchen and started setting fire to the cupboard near the kitchen door. However, because the fire was not big enough to enter the living room, the perpetrators then set fire to the suitcase containing the clothes until the fire spread and burned the perpetrator's house. The next news comes from Jambi. One truck and motorbike caught fire in a workshop. One unit of a Mitsubishi Hino truck and one automatic motorcycle were burned at a car repair shop and ship repair in the West Ring Road area along Barajo, Jambi City on Tuesday, March 8, 2022 in the afternoon. Kota Baru Police Chief, Police Commissioner Dadak Anindito said the fire started when the workshop employees were welding the truck, but unfortunately, spark from the welding process grabbed the oil in the truck's tank, causing the fire to spread. At the time, the fire grew and burned the entire body of the truck as well as the motorbike near the truck. Luckily, there were no fatalities from the incident. The employees immediately fled when the fire was growing. The next news is, elementary school students join the choir to buy cooking oil. Not only mothers, a number of elementary school students also lined up for cooking oil at the Curug District Office, Serang City, on Tuesday, March 8, 2022. The line-up to buy cooking oil at a market operation held by the Serang City government. According to TribunBanten.com monitoring, the queue for cooking oil buyers started at 8 o'clock a.m. Apart from adults, a number of school children in elementary school uniforms were also lining up, including SA. This 5th grade elementary school student admitted that his father asked him to line up to buy cooking oil because at home there is no cooking oil. SA said that he had just come home from school, but before he could go home, his father asked him to line up for cooking oil. Apart from SA, several other elementary school students also lined up there. The next news is, Indonesian National Police and Army hold river cleanup action. The Bogor Resort Police and the Indonesian National Armed Forces held a river cleanup in the upstream area of the Ciliwung River, Cisarua District, Beoga Regency on Tuesday, March 8, 2022. This activity was also attended by a number of communities and community organizations, with the number of participants reaching hundreds of people. This activity was also held in the framework of the National Waste Care Day. He said that most of the garbage collected was plastic and styrofoam. Since the decomposition takes hundreds of years, Iman said that the waste will be destroyed by burning it with a special tool made locally by Cisarua. Cleaning the Ciliwung River, he said, is also one of the efforts to prevent flooding in both the Bogor and Jakarta areas. The next news is, Joint team conducted a review of the availability of cooking oil in retail stores. The Central Bangka Resort Police, together with the Central Bangka Regency government, inspected the availability of cooking oil in a number of retail stores in Koba City on Tuesday, March 8, 2022. The joint activity was led by the head of the Batang Resort Police, Police Grand Commissioner Adjutant Mohrisa Mustario, accompanied by the Assistant for Social Affairs, the Batang Regional Secretary Wahyu Nur Rahman, the Industry and Trade Office, and many others. On that occasion, the joint team reviewed 3 fairly large traditional retail stores and 1 modern retail store. From the monitoring result, there is still sufficient stock of cooking oil to meet the needs of the people of Koba and its surroundings. For example, at the first stop, which is located on Kenangan Street, Koba, the shop owner Aki said that his party limited the purchase of cooking oil to 2 liters for one person. He said this was done to prevent the accumulation of cooking oil by irresponsible elements. This is also the case in some other traditional retail stores, which limit the sale of cooking oil to 2 liters for one person. The head of the Bangka Tengah Resort Police Grand Commissioner Adjutant Morisha Mustario, said that based on the result of the review, the 3 traditional retail stores were selling migraines in accordance with the only set by the government, which was 13,500 rupiah for 1 liter. However, the stock in modern retail stores, such as at Alfamart, is actually empty because the delivery of goods is sometimes erratic and does not always supply cooking oil. The next news is, the police of Hulu Sungai Tengah Resort area conducting raids on vehicles that have not been vaccinated. Sympathetic raids on motorcycle and car drivers who have not been vaccinated were intensified by the police of the Hulu Sungai Tengah Resort, South Kalimantan, on Tuesday, March 8, 2022. This activity is part of an effort to support the Hulu Sungai Tengah District Health Office in achieving the target of 100% vaccination coverage. Takes place from 9 o'clock a.m. to 10 o'clock p.m. The raids were carried out by checking vaccine cards and identity cards, as well as checking the maturity of the second and booster patients for those already vaccinated. The head of the Hulu Sungai Tengah Resort Police Grand Commissioner Adjutant Sigit Haryadi, told banjarmasinpost.co.id that this launched raid used full force. It was carried out with relevant agencies as well as the Indonesian National Army in 23 other locations, including in markets. The incessant vaccination is in order to support the acceleration of government vaccination by looking at the intensity of community activities. Meanwhile, the person in charge of the head of the Hulu Sungai Tengah Health Office, Mursalin, explained it that the intense vaccination in the past few days was carried out in an effort to accelerate the achievement of 100% vaccine coverage. Mentioned for the availability of vaccines currently still spending AstraZeneca. Regarding to the achievement of dose 1, according to Mursalin, it is already 86% of the target. Well, that's all the news for today with me, Mutiara. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.